Dangers on the job. Some are obvious, others aren't. They have to know what they're doing when handling drugs. Stephanie Poole talks to the Lowndes County Narcotics Task Force. She joins us now live in the studio with this story. Stephanie.
That's right, Joey. When they arrive on the scene, these guys face a lot of unknowns, from how a suspect on drugs will react to what could be in those substances. The narcotics team is making sure all deputies know how to handle themselves and their evidence carefully.
When you buy a drug or get a drug, you never know what you're getting.
Captain Brian Turner is the commander of the Lowndes County Narcotics Task Force. He says deputies must go through intense training before responding to a call.
We get training on our SCBAs, which is a self-contained breathing apparatus. Some narcotics, for instance, methamphetamine manufacturing, you have to use these type of items to, to clean up the labs.
The Narcotics Task Force responds to 20 to 30 calls a month. That's why deputies always keep protective gear ready for a crime scene.
They definitely need to glow up because a lot of these drugs are hazardous to touch. You don't have to inhale them, you don't have to smoke them, just the touch of these drugs could hurt you.
Lowndes County Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says fentanyl is one of the most dangerous narcotics on the street. Just coming into contact with it can trigger an overdose or cause death.
Preparing them to go out here, training them to identify these sources and identify the drugs that we're dealing with and know how to handle these drugs. Using personal protective equipment, gloves, mask, things like that, so that they don't come in contact with these drugs. So every day we're dealing with all kinds of new drugs, from synthetic drugs to drugs that we see from pharmaceutical companies.
And if an overdose does occur, deputies have backup.
Narcan helps prevent the overdoses. When somebody does overdose, we can administer this to help them come out of that overdose. It may take more than one dosage unit, but we can get medical assistance there to assist them.
This particular drug reverses the effects of the opioids that we find out here on the street. Officer safety is the most important factor in dealing with narcotics. We want to make sure that our guys come home safely every night to their family.
Deputies want to remind people, if you find an unidentified substance, don't handle it. Call them first.